Namaste and welcome to Detours with me, Anuradha Goyal, where I talk to some very interesting personalities about journeys of all kinds. Namaste, Sir Pranam. Big thank you for joining me on Detours with Anuradha Goyal. We've been wanting to talk to you about the Shakti worship in Kashi for a very long time. And finally, today we are able to speak to you. You don't need any introduction. Dr. Rana P.V. Singh is the author of so many books on Kashi, an authority on Kashi, and many other sacred places in India. He's my guru. I don't need to say anything more than that he's my guru. And I hope with my work, I'm able to add a little bit to whatever work he's doing, carry forward a little bit of his legacy and, document the pilgrimage places of India. So with that, sir, welcome to Detours. And let us hear about the Shakti worship or the presence of Devi in Kashi, a city that we primarily know as the city of Shiva, city of Vishwanath. So how is the Shakti present there? Any place where there's Shiva, it cannot be without Shakti. We know about some of the Devi temples in Kashi, like Annapurna, Durga temple, but anybody who has been to Kashi or has studied Kashi knows that the whole of Kashi, almost like whole of India, is also dotted with many temples of Shakti. So please take us through the Shakti landscape of Kashi.
Okay, thank you very much. Namaskaram, Suswagatam. So today is the 9th of the Shravana Shukla. So this way, that is quite auspicious for the goddess also. Two things are fitting into Anuradha is the name of one of the constellation. And that is meeting on the 9th day. So it is so auspicious that this program is set today. So you all are welcome. So what I am going to emphasize that what Anuradha ji has already mentioned, that mostly we say this is Shiva's land, Shiva's sacred escape. Okay. But Shiva without Shakti, never. So whatever number of Shiva temples according to textual tradition, especially Kashi, Khanda, Skanda Purana, Matsya Purana, we find that exactly the same number is also Shakti in different forms, rupa, different patterns, different roots. So I will give you some glimpses of that one, and you are always welcome that in between Radhaji will raise questions so that we can have it like a dialogue, nothing like only a lecture. Okay, so most welcome, and now let me start with this. So first chanting, just to have our mental setup from the Rig Veda Devi Sukta, the 10th section. I created all worlds at my will, without any higher being, and permeate and dwell within them. The eternal and infinite consciousness is I. It is my greatness dwelling in everything. This is the way that it starts with. The primordial feminine energy responsible for the evolution of the whole cosmos is represented in this meter shloka. Then you can say the another one, just to have our mental setup from the Durga Shakti Shakti. Ya Devi Sarvabhutesi Vishnu Mayati Sabdita. Namastasai, 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 Namo Nama. To that Devi who is all beings is called Vishnu Maya. Not Vishnu, Vishnu Maya. Okay? Solution to her, solution to her, solution to her, solution again and again. This way, this is the prarthana, a prayer, and then we are starting with. So first, let us go to some historical perspective based on the Shakti Pitha India level frame, that how it is going to be based on. The most advanced using locational character we find in the Matsya Purana, under 8 Shakti Pithas already described. These are all plotted on the map of India, and you can find the way it is described, archetypal or symbolic way expression, that the 4 points are most important, that makes a triangle, and that's how energy is going to generate. The top one is Udiyana, that is now in Pakistan, and then Jalandhara, then Karavira in South India, and Kamakya. So we can put this line, the way it is described, then it is like this. It's a triangular shape. Still, we find that 5, 6 sides are not properly identified, the rest are identified. So that is another perspective to see how this 108 is very important number. So we say 36 varieties of divinities, 3 mythical rim, 27 lunar mansion, and 4 direction. You can multiply, you can get that 108. So this was the first symbolic expression based on the Vedic text and then explained in the Puranic text and especially the Master Purana. So we are going to talk about, this is just background. Now we are going to talk about Varanasi, giving you perspective that Varna in the north and then in the south, Asi, that's why the name Varanasi. And another name is Kashi, where the cosmic light concentrates. And there are 2 temples of Kashi Devi in Varanasi. And it is said that there is no sacred verse or ritual required. Because if you are worshipping Mother, why something other things required? You go to that temple and just say that I am innocent person. Oh, Mother, bless me. That's all. No wish, no sacred mantra. So there are 2 such small temples in Varanasi named as Kashi Devi.
Is that the Kashi Devi temple? Is she the personification of the city of Kashi?
Kashi itself is considered to be because Shiva is roaming there, and Shiva no way Avimukteshwara Kshetra and Avimukteshwara. So he can't roam without the energy, and energy is always together, and that's why this Kashi Kshetra itself became Devi. This is the way described.
Right, sir. I'm asking you because in Mathura also I have found a Mathura Devi temple.
Yeah, sure,
You
sure.
know,
This is the way what we call that that is very ancient system. It started from Mother Earth and Mother Nature. Without these two, no way you can explain the feminine power. So the city itself is not only the human settlement; it has also a creation of the Mother Goddess, and that is the idea. So most of the ancient cities, not only in India, even in abroad, in a different perspective related to Shakti. Here is another perspective that whole country is considered to be. This is the unique piece in the whole world. That map itself is considered to be Mata, Bharat Mata temple. That is in Varanasi. And the important thing about this is you can go horizontal or vertical. It is all on a scale, 100% correct. So vertical scale is about 13 times reduced just to set all the hills, etc. But horizontal scale is completely perfect. So this is another example that how even that is started very much common during the independence movement under the direction of Gandhiji, and this was inaugurated by Gandhiji. So this is another perspective in the city that map itself is considered as Bharat Mata. Okay, so now just to after this background, let us come up. When we are talking about the some of the tantric texts like the Tantra Chudamani, etc., Yamala, Pujamatrika, etc., etc., then we find that there is only one important pan-Indian frame of goddess in Kashi. That is Vishalakshi. Vishalakshi, the big eyes. Similarly, in the South India, we have Meenakshi. The eye is just like fish eye. Here is the big eye. So that is the way you can see the main image is this one. Portrait is like this, the entering gate. This is more common among the South Indian Tirthyatris, the pilgrims coming from South India. So they try to link from Meenakshi to Vichalakshi. And that's why you can find 90% people performing pilgrims. They are from Andhra, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. Now, to give you a background, that generally what happened, that when we start with this, that we are citing based on the Riga Veda, the third mandala, and we are talking about the Gayatri. So, most commonly when we chant that, that is Om Bhurbhuva Swa Tatsavitruvaraniyam Vargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Napyodaya. So, always we translate due to the Western impact that this is the worship to prayer to sun. But if you can go to another textual tradition and Vedangas and analysis, then you find that that is the worship of Gayatri, not direct sun, but the energy responsible for the birth of sun is Gayatri. So indirectly, that is the worship the first worship technically well defined, that is Gayatri Mantra, and that is the motherhood of the sun god. This way we have done separate work, astronomical, etc. I am not going to talk, only just to giving you this idea. And the sage of that one is Vishwamitra, who tried to create the new world, a happy world, harmonious world, or human world. And that's why he created, he is the Rishi of that mantra. And that's why this is not only direct sun in absolute sense, but this is worship to the motherhood of sun. So one typical example here, I am now taking cases of Varanasi. The wonderful example that is based on the ancient folklores or Puranic studies, that how this whole system is linked together. How sun is having the concept of motherhood. The unique example is here in Varanasi. There are 13 main shrines, temple, or images of sun god. 12 is on the circumference, and the another is at the center. And very simple, we find a sacred verse, and that gives you the whole idea of that one. Sambadite Kendri Bhute. Samba, the son of Krishna, at the center. Bhute means not the past. Bhute in scientifically, it is called that from the past infinite going into infinite future. This way, this whole idea, 14th January, what we call Makar Sankranti, and that is story linked to Mahabharata, that how Bhishma wanted to leave his pran, ethereal plane, on Makar Sankranti. Otherwise, he was waiting. So this has been studied scientifically, how it happened. And that has description that the mother power of sun god on 14th of January controlling Yamaraj. So Yamaraj not having the power to control the death. And then that reflects to the Samba who got a leprosy and got clean. We have measured it 7 years. Exactly on 14th of January, sun rays directly pass to touch these places. So that is the idea. And now it gone to the common people that on the Makar Sankranti, you take holy dip in the Ganga Ji and perform your rituals, etc., oblation or whatever may be. Then go to Yamaditya and then go to Samba, and then you can get the blessing for the well-being of the whole family, especially your children. And 90% those who are attending pilgrims, they are all mostly old female. Still the tradition is going. So just to give you this idea that how the things started from the Vedic period and still it is going on. If you see in structural chart, here in right hand side, you can see that it's just like a cave. It is looking like something like mother's womb. And this way the whole thing there. So architectural symbolism, astronomical phenomena, and astrophysical phenomena like sun, solar system, all linked together, and the root is Shakti, primordial feminine energy. Shakti can't be translated in a simple way like goddess. No, this is primordial cosmic feminine energy responsible for the whole creation. And close by, just to have an idea that how close by this is whole thing is linked together. Okay, now let us take step by step. Here is the first description we find, mostly based on the tantric text that describe that city has been developed on just like a hexagram, a yantra. And that yantra is described that there are 6 goddesses controlling it altogether. And that is in triangular shape. So Maha Munda, this is tantric version. Mahamunda, and then Brahmacharni, then Mahalakshmi, and center is Bhadrakali. Bhadrakali is a little bit more, you can say, more tantric and controlling the negative forces, close to Kali, Mahakali. We have tried to plot it. This is description in text. All these signs are available. They are part of practice at different levels. So we have plotted all this. And then we find this whole pattern is developed like this. This is long before. The history goes to 5th, 6th century at least. This is the way. So now here question is, description says that no way mother can work. This Shakti can't work without the power which is responsible to generate, to stimulate that, and that is the male energy. So here called that female energy top, and the male is going to support, and this way the things are going on to operate for the creation, and that's why this becomes in design form, we call it cosmogram. The cosmic design based on the primordial feminine energy, where Shiva is in the background but dominates and controlled by the mother.
Sir, I wanted to ask you, where is the Bhadrakali temple located? Because I can see the triangle of Mahamunda, Mahalakshmi, and Brahmachari.
Yeah. So I have sent you that, but I will send you the house number and other location also. That is the central part that is close to the Jagadamishwar temple. Inside that is a small shrine, and that is the Bhadrakali. And mostly people from the tantric tradition going there. It is nothing like so much popular among common Vaishnavite tradition or Saivite. No tantric tradition.
Can you
And
repeat the name of the temple, sir, where this temple is located?
that is on the map you can see. I have already said. Jamadagna Rishi has founded that Shiva Linga Jamadagishwar, and just close by, close by, hardly 10 feet from there, a small shrine, and that is the
right.
Right. So this way, so this is a wonderful explanation one can understand when we are talking Mahamunda, Mahalakshmi, and Brahmachari at the three bases, and then we are going to link with the three parts of Shiva. So Prakriti and Purush meet together, and that's how the whole creation is. The very important thing is this: there is a word used here that this whole area, that is the Hridaya Chakra. The word is used as Hridaya Chakra. And this is quite important. If you can see city area, naturally that area is the core. It is just like axis mundi, or you can say navel core in the body. One of the attempts have been made. This was by Kubernath Shukul's family. He have made this map. That was, of course, 1790, around that. It means late 18th century. This map is very important. And already a thesis had been done on one map in Germany by my friend Nagar. I have been mentored here in India. What he did, so I will explain a little bit. You see that the name of Kashi is where the cosmic light concentrates. See my cursor outside. We have measured this. There is no scale. But if you go and measure the way it is described, it is Rashi Kroshi. 286, that 6 kilometer exact that is on the circle. How they have measured, how they have imagined, we have no answer at all. Important thing is that on that route, if you can walk, that is zigzag going. But all the signs, 96 signs related to goddesses on this route, on this Chaurasi Kochi route.
Do they still exist, sir? Do they still exist?
Yeah, 100% exist, and already people are performing journey. So thanks to some of the people here, especially a fellow Kaluma Shankar Gupta and Swami Shivanandaji, that within 10, 15 years it survived. And now people are going, but it is not possible within a day. So what they do, Saturday, Sunday, they choose 2, 3 times in sequence, and this way in 3 ways they have complete. Because 286 kilometers, no way you can complete. So they do partly return back, then they go the next week, and this way they complete. The whole journey has been recorded, and we have prepared the map and the whole chart up. This is very important in the sense that you think 12 into 9. This is the way. 9 is the number of space. 9 is the number of primordial energy goddess. How? 4 main direction, 4 cardinal direction, and the center to link all. 4 plus 4 plus 1 is 9. 9 Durga, 9 Gauris, 9 goddesses, the whole series. 9 Nakshatra, and so many things. Okay. And then 12. So this way, they try to, the 8 direction center is already there. Janvapi, I will come later on. So you can try 12 into the 8. And this way you can find 96. And all that has been codified, written in the text, and described. Thanks that all are existing. Some, you can say, many of them deserted shape outside, but inner side image is as such perfect. This is the unique example that how system without scale has been made like this. Okay, by the way, just to inform you, a similar thing I found in Milano, in underground preservation, and some of the original things of Leonardo da Vinci preserved here. Similar map is also there by Leonardo. So I have compared and studied. Just to inform you, this deeper type of sense also developed in some portion of the West, and credit goes to Leonardo da Vinci. The same thing now here is reduced in this scale version, whatever just now you have seen. So here we have plotted 3 levels: Nagar Pradakshina, city circumambulation journey, then Panchkoshi, and then Chaurasi Koshi, like this. What you have seen, that was a drawing, pictorial, iconographic, and now we have converted it into scale. So in a direction, you'll find that Shiva is there, Rudra form is there, and then goddesses are there. And a form of Ganesh is also there to support. And to control Bhairav is also there. All that is described in the text in a systematic manner. And that story goes from some of the Marathi text. That is linked with the Kashi Khanda. Kashi Khanda is compared to be from 9th century to 12th, 13th century textual tradition linked all together. So this way, if you can plot the same thing in just diagram and go directly to the 8th direction, exactly you find that wonderful alignment in there. It is about 100% the same state where alignment and orientation. So this is quite important that without motherhood, nothing can be controlled. So what a popular saying in Varanasi is, "Sh- बिना बिना शिवा के शिव कुछ नहीं कर सकते." Shiva means the goddess, and Shiv. So without the feminine power, Shakti, Shiv can't do anything. This is very common saying. And it is fitting into all this diagrammatic shape when we are trying to convert and try to understand. So triangle, square, circularity, all these whole geometrical pattern mixed together, and that makes this Kashi Mandala. And Kashi Mandala means that is based on Shakti. So this is another example. In the lower side, you can see the main image, the most popular version of the goddess, that is Annapurna. She is not in the least, she is supreme of all. So she is controller of all that. So many people feel that if you are worshipping Annapurna, there is no need to go all the other forms. There are 96 forms, 96 shrines already existing in Varanasi. I will show some of them. The same thing now converted based on, so you have seen the sketch or iconographic, hypothetical, and the design, and then using aerial photograph, we have prepared the map. You see the location of all that, those villages and where the temples are. It is all on the circumference. There is no road like this circle. Road is moving zigzag. But those shrines are exactly on the circumference. And according to astrophysicist, my Guruji, Dankim Marvel, he says, my goodness, in 20, 30 years, all these things, astronomical phenomena and such a electromagnetic wave, etc., never in the world, he said, I found that, look, they are so precisely about 100% exact that image is on the circle.
What is the radius of this circle?
Circle that is called Panchakosha. It means 11 miles, and that is 17.6 kilometers. The center is Madhyameshwara, and the Delhi Vinayak is a radial point. So my cursor is moving here. So that is the radius, and then you can move like this.
That's about 18 kilometers.
Yeah. Okay. 17.6, yes.
17.6 kilometers.
And if you see my cursor is moving, the route is moving like this, zigzag.
Right.
But all that signs are exactly on the circumference. That is the beauty of that.
Right.
And it's still nothing clear.
It also tells us that when we talk about sacred kshetras, they were not random definitions. They were very well-defined boundaries, defined through these axial points.
Let me hear a quote of Marcia Iliade. That will be just close to your statement. Marcia Iliade wrote in 1952. The book was that was originally in French, and it published in English in 1955. Sacred and profane. What he used, name is like female, but he is he, not she. So Marcia used to say that it is nothing like what most of the people think, that temple has been sponsored, patronized by king, lords, etc., and somewhere it is made. But he said that before 12th century, most of the old temples, it is nothing like that any place. It was something special places who attracted to its spiritual power, magnetic power, or whatever it is. People, some sages or pandits, and then something started, and later on, patronized by king and lords, and the temple developed. it means that all those places are something like energy centers. And this has been already proved after 30 years. So many studies happened in the Western world, in India also, we have also done, and it is proved. And the thing is all related to first feminine and then it became male. This is the example. So when we say this whole mandala means basically Shakti representation with this type of structure. So this is the way that how they have tried to represent the whole cosmos with circularity and control each direction by different form of goddesses, supported by male, that is Bhairav or Shiva. Okay, another example is Yogini. This is one of the oldest and first description, earliest description of the evolution of Kashi, that how it became a sacred and spiritual place. So the description is that city was under control of Yodasha, and he reached to that level that he became supreme lord. All the gods' energy gone into his body, and Shiva has to leave this place. Shiva returned back to Kailas, but Shiva was always feeling some psychological trouble that he left Kashi, so he wanted to come here, but no way he could come because Devas, who himself became like godly, and he was so pious, so religious, everything he was doing in order. So Shiva wanted that somehow he do some mistake, then Shiva can come. The story is like this. This is a mystical story, but very good story to understand the evolution of landscape. So first he said to yoginis that the negative power of the goddess. You are requested that in all your forms, go there and disturb that fellow Yodas so that he will commit some mistake. And then only I can come. I can say now I have to correct, so I will be in balance. This is the way the story is going on. This is mentioned in several Puranas. Of course, first Purana and Kashi can detail
So
elaboration.
I
So the
wanted to
climax of that one is,
I wanted to
yes,
ask
please.
you, typical yogini temples are like the one you have depicted in the picture. They
Yeah,
are,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think this is from Hirapur in
Hirapuri, yeah,
Odisha,
yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
did Kashi also have a similar circular temple of yoginis at some point in time? Are there any records to show that?
No. It is different version. Here is that one temple, all 64 represented. And in Varanasi, 64 places having 64. That's why whole city itself will become like them. So earlier
Okay,
you have said that how the city is called as Devi. This is the one example. Out of
okay,
64 yoginis, now only 24 existing, the rest has been lost. Lost does not mean that completely lost. What happened that those who are already surviving, that they have tried to accept that what is going to be lost. This way the same image in different way, different ritual, 3, 4 times repeated, different things. This way 64. So we have plotted this. The whole design is like this. This is
And the center is again Madhyameshwar?
no, center will be different. Center will change. That is close to Ganwati. And that
Close
is
to,
called the
sir?
water. Water, there should be the primordial water, and that is Ganwati.
So when
Madhyameshwar
you
in
say
physicals.
so when you
Madhyameshwar,
so the center of yoginis would be Ganga or some other water body?
no, it has description that Ganwati underground linked through the Ganga. That is the
Gyanvapi.
description.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Gyanvapi is the center of
Center
the
of all this yogini today.
yogini.
It is
So
called yogini.
so
Ganwapi
typically,
described like this.
so
Yes.
typically in a yogini temple at the center is a shivling. So that would be Gyanvapi in this case.
No. Here, that shivling is not that pure shivling. It is mixture like Ardhanarishwar. Here, the shivlinga is both male and female meet together. Ardhanarishwar, androgen,
Okay.
and that is the main form. So, in archetypal manner, or symbolic or metaphorically, this is said that whatever water you see, this is not simple water from here. The
Right.
water coming on the earth first time by Ishaneshwar form of Shiva at Jnanvapi, but underground always linked to Gangaji. This is one.
Okay.
And the second is who is the spirit of that to control that, that is Shiva, but not general Shiva, Ardhanarishwaras. So that male and female power meet together to create that. And that is the center. So this is wonderfully explained. All those whatever metaphysical explanation you can put on mystical tradition, that is going to explain it. So we
Sir,
have
can
plotted
you,
all this, and
sir,
then
sir,
we can see.
Sir, can
Please.
you repeat last 2 minutes? Your voice got little muzzled.
Okay. So the thing was that the center, it is just like Nabi in the body, that is called navel cord. In space, we call it axis mundi. It means center of all the cosmic source where the progeny start. That is the center. The center is Gyanavapi. Gyanavapi having two explanation. The one explanation is simple way you can say where the first water coming on the earth through the Shiva's form Ishaneshwar. He tried to dig and that's why water came. Second explanation is that that water is linked to Gangaji because Ganga is the most prominent primordial energy earth use. So this way description is this. And then the Shiva is not in a general Shiva. Shiva is there in Ardhanarishna because that is the progeny center. Shiva having one side is Shakti, other side is Shiva all together. And that's why that is the center point. And then all around, then Yogini settle down, they reach to devotees, and the moment they reach, something naked and wild dance, devotees opened his eyes and prayed, "Oh mother, why you are doing this drama? You are mother." They all became my goodness. And they all transformed into normal with the dress. And then they asked, "Oh my dear son, what do you want?" And then devotees said, "Please settle here." We have tried to decodify this whole story. It means earlier, the earliest, most mythological, or you can say Puranic description of this, it means the city developed firstly as the tantric goddesses, place of tantric goddesses, and that is the Yogini. This was the earliest.
Is Tantra still practiced in Kashi, sir?
Yeah, but not openly. I have took part at least 2 times. How they offer blood and all such things was going on there. And a great scholar, my good friend, Mark Dashkowski, great man of tantric study. His name is of course Polish, but since last 40 years he is in Varanasi, Mark Dashkowski.
Right.
So with his help, we have gone to see that really that is going on tantric things. Yes, going on. Still so sadhana is going on. But no easily one can see this. It is not for common master. It is rare that you can go and see. But anyway, we have seen that. Just to give you. Now taking another example, Durga. So Durga having two connotation. One is that related to the demon Durga killed by mother, and that's why she got the name Durga. But if you see the other tantric text, Durga means protection from the cosmic mother, like Durga Vinayaka. Vinayaka is Ganesh. But when we say Durga Vinayaka, that is the mother form of Ganesh in the form of fort protecting, like that. I will show you one example. Here is that we call it, there's a 9, a direction and the central point. And that is mostly described in the Devi Mahatma, more detailed version is already given. And then during 2 Navratris, all that rituals are performed. Thousands and thousands people are going to perform all the rituals in that way. And we all remember Chailaputri, Brahmachari, Chandraghanta, Kushmanda, Skandamata, Katyayani, Kalaratri, Mahagauri, and Siddhiyatri. This way. Now here comes another Siddharthic tradition. Okay, you have no time for all 9 days, unable to do this. Don't worry, you can perform Kama asking excuse. Oh mother, excuse me, I have some limitations. Then go to only Annapurna. Here my cursor is moving. And then you get all the merit. This is another
So I have done this yatra. I've done Navgauri and Nav Durga yatra in Kashi. And I've gone to all these temples, but they are mostly very, very small temples. Very small temples.
Yeah. Now the thing is here, from the physical sense, if you see that it is small. When you say from the manifestive sense, or you can say deeper sense, that you have to think, you have to just awaken your consciousness, then you can realize that is different word. What happened that from the scholarship and academic side, we always say this is shrine. There is no concept of shrine in India. No, nothing. In Bharat, nothing like. There is no shrine. Our temples. It may be 1 feet, it may be 1,000 feet.
It may be below a tree.
Yeah, below a tree itself. A stone itself.
Yeah.
The moment your human consciousness awakened to meet that spirit, that became divine. And this is the way we say 33 crores, but not crores, that is a kind. Anyway, that is the story. Durga is described in 9 form, parallel to 8 direction and the center. This way it is going on. So you see that it started from here top, my cursor top, and this is moving like this way. The yatra is moving like this. It is just like you can start from the upper portion of your mind where the chakra, the super, the mind, and then bring it to Navi, that is the center, that is the ninth.
Right.
So this is the way that whole system is going on. Ninth, you can reach to the Siddhidatri. So you have completed, now you can get all the Siddhidatri. After all that, there is the completion. So all the name itself having justification that how a human being can achieve that.
So
Okay.
you move in a
By
spiral from Shailaputri to Siddhidatri. You move in a spiral till you reach the Siddhidatri.
yeah.
It's like a
Now
journey.
now
It's like a journey to achieve Siddhi.
yeah, Jeev Siddhi, yes, that is after Shailaputri. That is the best way to represent she is riding on the cow.
Yes.
Okay, and cow gives the milk for your existence and life. And Shailaputri is considered the mildest one. So it is
Right.
just like you can say again, we cite from Durga Shaptati, Mata Kumata Nabhavat. Mother is mother. There's nothing like any word to explain. Mother can tolerate anything like this. And that is the form of Shailaputri. So you get that all energy and blessing, and slowly you go like this, and ultimately reach to the final goal. And that will be the central part.
Right.
So you started from Mastaka, the forehead, then you're reaching to your Nabhi, and this way, that is the chakra is going to be completed like this. Okay, it's final. So here are the 9 forms.
Right.
The sculpture and metallic images of 9 Durga, just to have a glimpse that how it is described. Okay, that is the mantra that very commonly we cite, and this year it is coming on. That is going to start on 15th of October. Navratri will start, and then ultimately that first day is Sunday, and that is also good. Also, Salputri, Brahmachari, Chandraghanta, Kushmanda. Kushmanda is Sanskrit name, but popular name is Durgaji. That is Durga Kund. That is called Kushmanda, and Kushmanda is very unique in a sense because that is like pumpkin. So in tantric tradition, it is called that pumpkin representing mother's womb. So when you go to worship there, so still the folk tradition is people carrying pumpkin, okay, and they touch their own womb and then offer, and then take it back. So it is just like you have offered your own womb to the mother, and then blessed one that return back, and this way they feel that they will get two benefits. One is if some problem, then you can get good pregnancy and well-being of the child.
Right.
This way, all having some tradition related to the folk, so generally we feel that oh, this is nothing like deeper meaning, but they are very deeper meaning if you can go text and then try to understand the short tradition. So this is the way that in Varanasi, again, you can say the images, you have seen the metallic, and here is the real images, how they are. It started from Chalputri to reaching to the Siddharthi, and all together that is used to Mahagauri. And there you can go and ask for all, then you can get the total benefit one. This is another typical example, call it spatial transposition. It means all the powers of the feminine beings just going to enter at one place. So without going to the rest 8, you can go to only Mahagauri, that is Annapurna, you can get. And that's why people say, which is the most important goddess in Benaras? Or the only goddess in Benaras? Oh, Mahagauri, that is Annapurna. That is the tradition. But it does not mean that they are not, others are not existing. All are existing, all are part of the ritual tradition and pilgrimages and puja. Here we have tried to set it in a detailed manner, that anthropological survey, etc. I'm not going to talk about that. Just to say that this whole thing having its own architectural symbolic expression, like Durga temple area, big pond, kund. Then you find that whole temple complex, then related to Shiva and Ganesha and Kartikeya, etc. So more detail you can see like this. When we try to study this very detailed, we have tried to study and then try to see that how Durga Puja and celebration, the Bela festivals going on, all having some symmetrical pattern. It follows a what we call archetypal representation of the cosmic interaction with man and mother. This is the way, that's it. But in general sense, you talk about these are the buildings, here is a beautiful design, sometimes here is ugliness. Okay, it depends upon how your mind is reckoned. It depends.
This is probably the biggest Devi temple in Kashi, right?
Biggest, and you can say in a biggest in a sense, you can say Annapurna is first, but in the whole complex in physical term, and then diversity and variety of all the supporting god and goddesses, this you can say the biggest.
Yes.
And even folk is also attached. Like you go to the backside, another goddess from Tantric and folk tradition, Shitala is also there.
Right.
And then Santoshi Mata is also added. About 40 years ago, Santoshi Mata is also added.
Right.
So we have the main, that is called Lakshmi, Saraswati, and Bhatrakali is here replica, and center is the Durga. Okay, but in the complex you will find that new addition is there. So that is another. And one more important aspect is here. If we say bigger, then it has really some sense of that. Like
Right.
the practice is Panch Deva Pujak. So we are adding goddesses, then Shiva too, then we are adding Ganesh, then we have to add Surya and Vishnu also. Then it will be complete. Then it will be the Panchadeva. And they are all here. So Vishnu, and then you find the Lakshmi is together. Vishnu is also there inside the temple. Outside you say, oh, this is the Durga temple. But you go there, this will take at least 2 hours inside. Then go by one, you have the map. Like I go with my students to see that this whole is a microcosmos.
Right.
Okay, and this way you can say this is unique and bigger temple in Varanasi or other gardens. So close view of that one.
And one of the few temples whose kund is still with the temple.
Yeah.
I think Lakshmi.
Yeah, Lakshmi Kund.
Lakshmi
Yeah,
Kund is there and Durga Kund is there. These are the only two
yes,
temples where
two temples.
Kund survives with the temple.
Yeah, it still survive. In the historical past, we find all these temples having some kund,
Right.
sacred water too. But in course of time, over time, they have been lost. And
Right.
two temples is still fully maintained. Not only you can say the kund is there, but kund is a part of different ritual. You have to take water, you have to do some oblation, and then carry the water, mix with the Ganga water, then you go like this. So Lakshmi Kund and Durga Kund, these are two still existing and surviving the old tradition of all the ritual pattern. So this is the way you can say Durga Ji, how it looks like. They have just put all this mosque and design, and then entrance point is this. Then here I have to mention there is another Durga temple. So that is other side. This is modern. That is 1850. Other side, and this is beautiful in a sense that on the wall you find two panels. And in that panels, you'll find that stories from all the 18 Puranas, two pieces selected, and that is depicted on that.
Where is this located, sir?
There is nothing like single goddess image outside. That is Sumer Devi temple or Durga temple in Ramnagar, other side of the river. That is patronized by King of Benaras. Okay.
Okay.
What the pilgrims are devotees do, so not a single.
So
Why not?
Is this close to? Is this a part of the Ramnagar Palace?
Ramnagar Palace and the temple having about 2 kilometers difference.
Okay.
That is called Ram Bagh.
Okay.
That is a big garden area under that King Palace, but that is 2 kilometers away from the main palace.
Okay. Okay.
And next
so
door to the.
It's not close to the Vyas temple.
It is not close. Vyas temple is just at the bank of the river.
Right.
This is just opposite side. And around in Ramlila, Ravana birthday is celebrated at this temple.
Okay.
Ravana will be born at this temple in the Kund.
Okay.
Huge Kund is there. The good thing is there that very rarely you can find few images of the goddess here. And whatever goddess said, like here, two examples. Gauri, other side is Durga. Important thing is I ask people that why you are doing like this. They say that first we have to get blessing of all these gods. So first they circumambulate 2-3 times. They do some ritual. And then inside they go, then say, now we can go to meet the mother. This is unique tradition. That you are first taking all that circuit and then you are going to the core. No other temple that circumambulation outside first, get the blessing and then go enter. Because here is a positive. But this is a beautiful explanation. That close by you can see the lower side is that is the temple. You have seen on the wall, close, and here is the temple.
Next time I'm going to visit this temple. I have not
You know,
seen this temple.
and this is in terms of architectural beauty, this is unique. There are two such things. Those who have not seen this, it means you have not taken class.
Right.
The one is this Sumer Devi temple, or popularly called Durga temple. Other is called the Benaras temple. If you have not seen these two, so this is the new, okay, 19th century, early 19th, 1820. But Kalveshwar having about the 9th century, and that is complete alive in the old tradition. Okay. So here is just a tiny Durga just to say that how they are represented, no big deal. Now coming to Gauris. So we have description of Gauris that is started. First we find description of seven Gauris, Saptamatrikas, ancient Saptamatrikas representing as Gauris. She is riding on the cow and she is blissful and always trying to help. And the system is like this: triangle, square, then circular. Triangle, it is just like that inner cord. Okay, your Navi, navel cord. Then you say that here is a square, that is your body, and then you can take a circle, that is the whole cosmic dance. This is the way description is. So we have plotted all that shines in this way. The text says that how to perform the job. So you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4 in that systematic order. But let me say practically, many times people never follow that order because they always try to see accessibility and easiness. It does not matter. Then I ask this question, some of the little bit knowledgeable fellows, but you are committing a mistake. So it is not good. And wonderful reply they said, oh, there is no anything wrong with mother worship. Mother will take care. They are the innocent children, so no problem. So look here. This is a very good idea, and my teacher said, my goodness, I have never seen such a deep feeling like this one in any part of the world. Neil Gushaw is considered to be the great authority on Benaras. The work is unparalleled. No, we can compare his work. Work for 40 years. Okay, so this is the idea that again we can find that cosmic design, what we call yantra. So described as yantra, a cosmic design, then converted into landscape, and that's why this whole area where these temples are, that became part of complete alive feminine energy in different perspectives. Like we have seen Durga, we have seen other goddesses, and then some. Here is the images. Some of the Gauris like this, how they are.
I've
Yes,
done this
Kashi.
also, sir. I visited all of these temples.
So I have to put your photograph here. That look, here is a devotee who has done all this, and so we can put not like Goel.
Next time I come, I have to do the Dash Mahavidyas, which I have not yet
Okay,
done.
okay. So 10 Mahavidya, so first you have also to go Hajari Bagh. You know that Chinnamasta Devi
I
in
have seen
Hajari Bagh?
Chinnamasta temple actually. Yeah, I have seen
In
a few
Hajar.
of them, but not done it as a yatra.
No, Chinnamasta Devi in Hajari Bagh, Rajarappa.
I think I have seen.
Aha, okay, that is the unique place. Horrible in my sense, I have gone 2 times. I became so unconscious type position. So much sacrifices of goat and whatever. So this is just to give you a way that how it looks. And then during Navratri, the procession of Singar Gauri, that is a new tradition, but based on the old tradition, it is survived. So now Gauri Yatra is going on during Navratri. So that is start from Jesta and then completed at the Singar Gauri. So that is just to give you an example. There is a matrikas. So generally we say ashtamatrikas, but here we find 12. Over time, it has been added, and that's why we have plotted like this. So you see that it started from the earliest when we are talking about the tantric version. The whole Korea, whole core area coming in that area. It is just like you can say what a referred as the Kshetra. So they protect the devotees from the different difficulties. These are all form of Shaktis. So if you can say how these are so many things, okay, they are different in a different context for different purposes, for different motives. They have been created the mother goddess or supreme goddess Shakti created in different form. That's why we know all the form, but they all are united. That is called Shakti. And Shakti can't be translated. We are translating, that is one way, but Shakti is Shakti. Okay? What modern scientists try to say. So this is another example we have brought. All are existing here. Then you come like Chandi. So these are two type of traditions you find. Chandi is also described in Hindu version, Saivite version, and also you can find that is a Tantric version. So Tantric version, Chandi places you go, then you can find during Navratri, some sacrifice is still going on. Maybe goat sacrifice, or pigeon sacrifice, or hen sacrifice going on. But not in the city area. That is the outside of city area. There are images of the goddess Chandi where it is performed. Inside the city area, no sacrifice, nothing like that. It was long back. I remember about more than 40, 45 years ago, I have seen goat sacrifice in Durga. But now already, still the place is there. They worship that. They put coconut there. They put sindoor there, red color there. It's a symbolic expression of sacrifice, but not like this. So this way you can find that their number is also 10. Two are not still. We could not find where are the rest two. So only name is there on the abbreviated form. People worship that, but the rest 8 are existing. So another perspective of that is here is one image of Chandis. You can find that 9 hands this side, 9 here, 18. Yeah, and recently, about 15 years ago, a temple has been created where I live, nearby to my area, replica of this image, what was described in the text. So they said the real Chandi having 18 hands. So like that. So this way, sometimes things are created, looks like it is new, but based on the ancient thought, and that's how it gives the sense to understand the basic things what evolved by our sages in the past. This way, Chandi is like this. Upper side you can see peak, and the lower side peak, and this way controlling totality. So in direction, one up and down, that's why 10. And one of the images of Shiva is with the 10 hands in our Panchkoshia. And that is considered that how Shiva is just like this. And the image of Chandi, that is Bhima Chandi. Yes, you are absolutely right. And there you find the Chandi description. Of course, the image is there, Kali, not Chandi, people say, but we don't know. They say that is linked to the Shiva. Here is 10 hands, but the thing is that Kali image is there, and is only 4. So still we have not explained that how it is fitting that. So here is the now Mahavidyas. So what you have referred Mahavidya. So I don't know. I have not sent to you. Ravi, my student and father-in-law now, and my son-in-law now, no more. He died 2 years ago. He has worked on that. I will send you that article that how Mahavidya India level frame and how whole India motherhood, something like that. Anyway, the most important aspect of that is that how during colonial rule or the Western things are more English translation. Many times the things come. I can cite simple example. A scientist work the fridge of Capra, Tao of physics, or Zuko, Uli Master, another popular writer in physics. They explain Kali. They say Kali is no way furious with the way it is described, drinking blood and all. These are all symbolic expressions. There are 51 heads. See here. 51 is 51 letters. The sound phenomena. All that Devanagari like this. So he has explained that, look, this is nothing like symbolic way to say only goddess. The whole cosmic mystery represented through the Kali, and the word is same. Controller of the feminine power of time, Kada, Kali. And another tradition is from Bengal, South Shiva Kali. So these all are existing in Kashi. So we have plotted that, and thanks that you have planned to do that. That is good. I will try also to accompany with you to get your guidance. So later on, we can also change your name, Anuradha Kali or Anuradha Gauri. That will be good. People
Right.
say, why you have changed the name? Okay, I got blessing from mothers, then why not?
It
But
has to
this
be
is
a blessing
the,
of mother that we are talking about her.
yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Here also you can see that type of structure, how 10 forms. So 10 forms of Mahavidya at 10 places in India. And that is very strong tantric tradition, but it is nothing like opposition to the Hindu tradition. It is close by to that. In some way, this is called that greatest knowledge is what? We ask this question from the Vedic tradition, the Rigvedic Aitareya Brahmana. Oh, Hamakut Ayata. Who am I, from where I come? And we have tantric explanation that everything coming from the mother and returning to the mother, as I have cited the first line from the Rigveda. So this way, that image of Mahavidya, all are Shakti's form, but in a different way, explaining the whole mystical tradition, how the landscape itself became alive like a mother. Now, Kshetra Rakshita, so at the beginning, you have already referred that this whole territory is called as Mother Territory, Kashi Devi. So here's an example. Kshetra Devis, they are 41 in number. So they are Rakshita. They are trying to control, protect the territory of Nagar Pradakshina.
Just like you had those 96 Devis on the periphery of Chaurasi coast, this is at the periphery of Nagar
Yeah,
Parikrama.
that is the second level. That is the first outer level. Now come to inner level, and inner level having two. One is Nagar Pradakshina, then we have Abhimukta. So all the three controlled now. So once we started from that, there also maybe but different forms, and now you can find this Nagar Pradakshina and then Abhimukta, and this way that became like this. This is in this form. In the lower model, you can put this is like this. Three of them already lost, and their name has been superimposed to other one. The rest are existing, and puja and rituals and yatra going on at different time, different occasions. So that is a detailed form. We have now plotted all that together just to see that the Kshetra Devi concept going to superimpose and see. Okay, Durga, Gauri linked together. There is second level description. They are mixed together. So this is the typical example of that one to show it. Now, Lakshmi Kund, we have talked. There's a look here. So by chance, it is here. So in design, you can see here is Lakshmi Kund. Then you find whole complexes. Okay. And then
And
you
lot
find
of
here
Devi
what?
temples within
Yeah,
this.
yeah, here are so many. So here the typical example is that the three main form of goddess, that is Kali, then Saraswati and Lakshmi. All three are here. Of course, the predominant one is Lakshmi. Then you find that several others are linked together, like Sikhi Chandi, Santoshi Mata, then
Yes.
Kantha Mata, Surahya Devi Mata. All that folk tradition all linked together. This is the uniqueness of that one. That whatever even primordial tradition has been, they have tried to link because they are also another form of goddess. It is nothing like those who are coming from Western tradition. They say, oh, these are all complete, distinct and separate. No, all are linked. The way how you are going to handle, then you find that is the thing. All these varieties having a code link all together. And that is the beauty of that. Okay, this place, Lakshmi Kundi, more celebrated like Durga Kund and Lakshmi Kund used to are, you can say, alive and very much elaborated. Now they are part of the intangible heritage development program under Hridaya and Prasad. So many things are going on. New construction, repairing, cleaning up this. And on a special occasion, there is special mela is going on there. Special festival for Lakshmi was in folk tradition. And that is important. That not only you can say great tradition, little tradition, but you have to remember what Milton Singer said in 1959 that if you want to understand India, there is nothing like two tradition folk are greater. They meet at different level. They're the two reflection of the same reality. And these are the typical examples. Actually, you can say all the Vedic tradition, but you go there, all that folk tradition is going on. The songs are going on in a local dialect in different way. They don't know any word, any mantra, but their faith is very important. The way they are explaining all related to the natural form of energy. This is the okay. So you are talking about that close to the Vyas temple. So it is near Vyas temple is here.
Right.
The other side of that, that is the temple I have shown you, the Durga temple. So as a whole, you go like this. Here is Shiva, and then you say here is a Vyas temple inside the fort. So from here, 2 kilometers away, that you will find that. So this is the just
Somewhere
two
our
examples.
temple is there. Yeah.
There is on a Panchkoshi route, we have 12 goddess temple. So the design as a whole, here is the miniature form, how it has been reduced like this. Okay? This the whole thing is like this, Panchkoshi. Then all this goddess temple, let us plot at one place. And that gives a wonderful things to understand what is we call self-organized criticality theory in theoretical physics. That says that at the nodal center, just like accessibility in the architecture or in the body level code, the moment you go from outer to inner, they all are going to be just attached. The moment you go from inner to outer, all are going to be scattered. Look here. This, my teacher Kim Mal will say, my goodness, never in real sense I have seen. We have already done a lot of work, only theoretical perspective here. So all together you put like this, all that plotted here, and this is the result.
So all the theories that we see in on paper can be seen in the physical space in Kashi.
Physical fence, and then you can say ritual fence.
Yes.
Because whatever people do, practically you do such and then open your mind, then you find it has already deeper meaning to understand.
Right.
So it has physical appearance. One side is theoretical construction, other side is really physical appearance, and third is to make it always alive through rituals. Different type of puja paddhati, worship tradition. Now quickly let me pass on. This is unique in whole India level. Vindhyachal Kshetra. This is the way that yatra is going on. The three main Vindhyavashini, then Kali and Ashtabhuja. They are just, you can put in all this like this, and then we have calculated all these scientific things to know that how they really. The result is here. This is unique in whole India. Only about 47 kilometers away from here, and this had been replicated again. That I am not showing here. Replicated again in Varanasi. So if you are not going to Vindhyachal, the picture is in Kashi. So Kashi trying to represent so many miniatures. Here is India level frame. Two things are very important. You see this vertical line, longitudinal. Shivasagar and Kanyakumari exact the same longitude. Then Hingalaj and Kamakhya exact the same latitude. That is according to Western date, this is 9th century. Now recent studies coming up that is all these dates are wrong. It may go at least 1,000 to 2,000 years back. When we plotted with natural look here, the red portion you can see that is lower side is Kali, Ashtabhuja, then Vindhyavashini. Vindhyavashini is Lakshmi, Ashtabhuja is Saraswati, and then Kali, and then superimposing three forms of Shiva: Rameshwara, Mukteshwara, and Kandishwara. And this is the cosmic design, Yantra, Vindhyavashini Yantra. At the center is the code where Mata Anandamayi used to go and worship. That is something special. So you just draw half line, it's geometric map. It is nothing like simple topographic map. This is high resolution. Just to get, this is the way the design. Three yantra, you can say 108 types of yantra, all together mixed, and that supreme is Sri yantra. One example is here in the Achal yantra. So all that you can say all 51 letters are sometimes two meet together, then you can put center, and that is sound phenomena like this. On the stone also, which is the design. Okay, and really that is there, and that is part of worship. So here is just quickly I am passing within 2 minutes. Just Vindhyavashini. The good example is that the three temples built within that compound, within one compound in such orientation that straight away you can just put this axis and you reach to that one. So we have done very detailed GPS survey. Who has made this? How this has been made? So Kim Malville used to say, "My goodness, India is such beautiful and no way parallel, no example like this." That is a Kaliko example. Then see overview of Kaliko, and then Mother Kali, mouth is open. People put a lot of water there and that disappear. They say, oh, this is the mystical tradition of Kali. For the geology side, we have studied, we find underground link is there. The water is going there and then meeting to the mother Ganga River. Tantric tradition, a lady, Tantric Mataji. Now see this whole Tantra there, all human scholars. That is Gauri Baba, a very knowledgeable fellow who was already senior officer in secretariat in Patna. He got something, mystical things, dreams, etc., and whole transformed that. So many research has been done. He tried to avoid to meet people and talk. Okay, this is the way human skulls and things are going on. This is another format. This is that which was destroyed by Aurangzeb, the biggest temple, Shiva temple in that goddess territory. And one unique thing is there. Here is that based on Tantra, you see the image of Ganesh. That is Ganeshi, Arvanayak. You see this trunk and baby is there. And then we have tried to touch, you can easily see the breast also. But they have put so much layers of seduce, but anyway, we have done this. Tried to understand. So the cremation ghat and Shmashana Devi, here is Tara, Shau Shiva, near to that in Vindhyachal. And then let me close like this. Time is finished. So just remembering the great icon of India, Swami Vivekananda, what he said in the 5th lecture of Chicago, Uttishtata Jagrata Prapya Varanyabodha. This is based on Katha Upanishad. But he says, stop not, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. So the thing is that if you are opening your mind, then only you can find that what is in this landscape. Landscape is mother. The moment you realize, then only you can think the world is different. So let our cultural integrity harmonize the world, making it happier through the blessing of the feminine divine Devi. Namaste Sai, Namaste Sai, Namaste Sai, Namo Namah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I just have one question. How many of these yatras can still be done? And is there somebody who can help people who may want to go on these yatras?
Yeah, the Mr. Umashankar Gupta, who has devoted his whole life, and his father was doing under direction of Swami Sivananji. I have worked under Swami Sivananji about 20 years. And that man was about in 2018, he died at the age of 85. He was the man who tried to revive most of the yatras.
Okay.
Some are a little bit adjusted. You can't say 100% in the same way, but at least you can say 80-90%.
But they are still being done.
All are going, all. Now, out of 54 yatras described in the textual tradition, at least 40 yatras are all.
Great, sir. Thank you so much for all your time and all your knowledge, and always ready to help us with all the information that we ever need about Kashi. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you for joining us on Detours. You can also join us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Our handle is IndiTales, INDITALES. See you soon.